in the human condition in which we recognize we cannot live on doubt. We don't survive solely on arguments. You have to make a leap of faith and a labor of love in order to get up in the morning and proceed in such a way that you have a sense of dignity and decency and try to serve others.
Speaking of serving others, there's a whole chapter in the book called Love and Service.
Yeah, I'm calling for a 21st century renaissance of love and service, understanding love itself as a steadfast commitment to the well-being of others, and understanding justice is what love looks like in public, just as deep democracy is what justice looks like in practice.
You talk in this book in a way that you have not before about family, your family in particular.
Yeah, well, should have mentioned my family. I had to be silent, though, brother. Good God, late Cornel West, my father is beyond description. My mother, of course, who is your adopted mother in so many ways, she loves you to death, as I love you to death, though, brother. My brother Cliff and Sister Cynthia Cheryl, my son Cliff, and my daughter Zaytune. That for me, they are for me the salt of the earth, that I am who I am because they love me, my brother.
The front of this book opens up, it's a pretty cool concept. The front of the book opens up with my bookshelf. And so the inside of the book, the entire inside cover, features some of your favorite authors. As a matter of fact, I just reading today the new issue of Newsweek, where you're featured in talking about some of your favorite authors. You mentioned 5 in the Newsweek. You remember what those books were?
Well, I began with Plato's Dialogues, brother. That for me is foundational. Plato himself has unpersuasive conclusions, but his insights are so profound we wrestle with them for the rest of our lives. Reality and appearance, knowledge versus opinion, and so on. At the same time, Chekhov for me in some ways is the greatest writer because he's able to embrace disappointment and the catastrophic and still promote compassion. Toni Morrison, of course, her beloved, is a text that I mentioned because she is in so many ways the great American artist of the catastrophic and compassion. And then I think it's Abraham Joshua Heschel,
yes, with
the prophets dealing with the rich legacy of Jerusalem and his prophetic mode from Amos thereafter. And then the last one was Erasmus in Praise of Folly.
Yeah.
Yes, the ability to laugh at ourselves and laugh with others, not at others. Laugh with others, but laugh at ourselves and still hold on to some love and service. I think it was James Baldwin, The Fire Next Time, was one that I suggested that people read over and over again. And I think it's Philip Larkin, whose poetry has been valorized but never really impressed me. It's mere wit as opposed to deep humor, my brother.
The inside cover on the front, as I mentioned, lays out your bookshelf, properly phrased, my bookshelf. The inside back cover, as we get ready for a conversation with Raphael Saadiq and a performance, the inside back cover is my music. Who knew that Cornel West loved all of these varying artists?
Well, I just thank you and Cheryl for the idea of asking me these questions. But you start with John Coltrane, Stephen Sondheim, Beethoven, Mozart, Mary J. Blige, and the dramatics one can never forget. And I know Brother Saadiq appreciates that as well. But so many of these musicians who actually sustain my soul and heart and mind, and recognizing that music is in no way just a mode of amusement and entertainment. It's an integral part of my way of life, my mode of being in the world. And I think that's true for so many others.
My time is just about out. You argue in the book, in fact, that music is deeper than philosophy.
Oh, very much so. Very much so. Music we need when language fails us, but we cannot remain silent. And you have to somehow respond with your body in a visceral and in an intellectual way.
Finally, in 20 seconds, these are your words, the title of the book, Hope on a Tightrope. By hope on a tightrope, you mean what?
I mean the nation, Brother Barack Obama, you and I, black folk. To be human is to sustain your hope on a slippery tightrope and try to sustain it by mustering the courage to think critically, mustering the courage to empathize with others, and mustering the courage to sustain your hope.
The new book from Cornel West, Princeton professor, is called Hope on a Tightrope, Words and Wisdom of Cornel West, finally out. Dr. West, thanks for your words and wisdom. It's always glad to have you on the program.
Thank you so much. Love you so much, my brother.
Love you back. Thanks for coming on.
Stay strong, though,
I love this brother, too, Raphael Saadiq. Up next, a conversation and performance from Raphael Saadiq. Stay with us. I'm pleased to welcome Raphael Saadiq back to this program. The Grammy-winning singer-songwriter is, of course, the former lead singer for the group Tony. His latest solo project is one of the most talked about and critically acclaimed